Hello, and we're back. One thing I don't like, I'm gonna put this out there, Instagram. Instagram, I have my stuff set up so that I'm supposed to be starting trending topics at 4:30, and it keeps on saying wishes for the world. And it really pisses me off because I already did wishes for the world. And no, don't share. I'm so mad. It's so freaking annoying. Just mess up the whole situation. Oh my god. Discard video. Discard. Now let's see if I can get on there now. No, it's still saying the same thing. I just be damn. Sorry, y'all. I don't like stuff like this. If it's telling me to add all these different ones, trending all these ones to it, but it doesn't work like it says it's supposed to. Like you would think that if I'm adding them, then that means it's going to the next one and the next one and the next one, especially if it's at that time. So it's really frustrating because I have to do this and it just makes me mad. I have to you have to go in and every time you want to, like I said, wishes for the world was at 4 o'clock. The trending topics is at 4:30. But when I go in to start it at 4:30, it should say trending topics, but it says wishes for the world. Then I have to go in and edit it. Hey, I'm sorry. Instagram was giving me fits. Ikram. I love that you're my audience. It's so funny. But at the same time, you know what I mean? You know who the people are in your corner. And I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's okay because it's so funny to see my evolution because there are people that will be there for you. There are people that may believe in you, may not believe in you, or whatever. Whatever it is, I would just like to see people represent me sometime. And I'm not talking about you, Ikram, because you are always here when you can be, and I love it, and I appreciate you more than you know. You have no idea, so I'm thankful, and that maybe that means I only need just that one friend, Ikram, and I'll take it any day. But you guys, trending topics. Oh my gosh, Matthew Perry. Come on, Matthew. I didn't know that he had. Now, see, they say you shouldn't say things about people when they've passed. But what I'm getting at is I did not know that he had some underlying issues with abuse, substance abuse. Um, they've been releasing more details about his unfortunate demise, and what they've said is they say, first of all, everybody is just devastated, you know, because Chandler was always the one that made us laugh. But it's so crazy that authorities provided new details on Monday about his death, but said it will take time to determine the cause of death. Now, I heard that, Matthew Perry passed away, yep, on your birthday. I'm sorry. Happy birthday. Wait, you didn't tell me it was your birthday? Maybe you did. I've probably been laying here on my medicine and relaxing and forgetting. Did you tell me it was your birthday or did you not tell me it was your birthday? But anyway, I keep seeing this shininess in my hair. 29th of October. Okay, I think you did tell me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday, Ikram. Yay. But anyway, so they said he was found dead Saturday in Pacific Palisade home. I love Pacific Palisade. Oh, it's so beautiful out there. He's 54. And they said, I heard he was in his hot tub, but I don't know. They received a medical call from Perry's home overlooking the Pacific Ocean at around 4 p.m. Saturday, reporting that he was in his hot tub, yep, and not breathing. The identity of the caller was not revealed. Interesting. That's very interesting. Because, like, what does that mean? Hmm. Anyway, My point is, this reminds me of Whitney Houston. You know, she too died in a hot tub, after consuming drugs, and drinking. So when it comes down to it, what's going on with our people, y'all? It's so sad. I just can't believe it. But they say he was deceased prior to first responders getting there. And for those of you like Pacific Palisades, let me make sure. Yeah, Pacific Palisades is in like we talked about that wreck out in Malibu and out in that way. So it's out that way. And so there are different shortcuts, and I'm sure they could have taken a helicopter or whatever, but if they were just doing regular ambulance or whatever, then they basically, it would have been a lot going on. And you know, what's interesting to me is that here in LA, the sirens can be ablazing, the ambulance can be flying down the street, and people was just keep driving like they don't see, like they don't hear it. And I heard at one point that it may not be here. I don't know. I heard a while back that the ambulance and the emergency vehicles do have cameras, and they can go back and ticket people for not doing that. But anyway, back to Matthew Perry. Right now, officials don't have a sense of what happened. They're saying that they can't really say what the cause of death has been. The coroner's office has launched an investigation, and it's going to take a month or so. So we'll hear back. But I just cannot believe it. But I'm sure, unfortunately, like I said, they told the Times that there was no illicit drugs found at his home. Okay, so that's good. Um, but uh, Los Angeles PD, Scott Williams, he leads the robbery homicide division here, and he said, in this part of this investigation, that the cause of death may not be known for some time, but at this point they don't have any reason to suspect foul play, so that's good. And that's the last thing you want, is to be realized, that it was drugs or whatever. But sometimes now I don't have a problem with people having a preference, sexual preference, or whoever they're gonna be with or do whatever they do. But like, a lot of times things are left in the dark, and if they are things that would compromise the person in any way, then they may not tell us. But uh, when they say things like somebody called from the house, but they didn't want to say who, I mean, naturally people would assume a woman, unless he was married and they don't want to release that he was, you know, had some other woman there. But the bottom line is, when they say no foul play, there'll be a word going around about whether it was some sexual type of situation, because LA is full of surprises. Um, for it's crazy. But it's crazy also because, you know, I don't know. It doesn't even say if he had any children or not. So I couldn't find a lot of information on it. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. One of the things that I wanted to talk about though was, did y'all hear about that model? Um, is it Malaysia Mooney? Malaysia Mooney was gorgeous, and they found her chopped up in pieces in her freezer, and she was a model. But no, they say that Matthew Perry he wasn't on any illicit drugs, so that's good. They didn't find any foul play, which is interesting. But now they're doing Malaysia Mooney. They're doing an investigation after she's 31 years old. She was found dead in downtown LA in her apartment. And they've launched a murder investigation because basically, she was let's see, I don't even know. They were supposed to, I guess, I don't know who, her sister reported her missing. Um, Whoever did it stole some of her belongings because they're trying to sell her iPhone and her MacBook. Her iCloud had an alert like she was on. People are a trip. Mm-mm-mm. Her sister said she was an amazing girl. I mean, I don't know. Like, did she let him in? You know, she was kind, genuine, very loving, and she had someone. They just is sick and demented. As the first thing that came to my mind was it was somebody that maybe she rejected, and maybe you know they didn't want to be with her, and so somebody rejected her. Um, she was a very beautiful girl, and I hope that they discover and find out who did it. When I watch all my little murder shows, like I watch Snapped and I get to binging on that. I watch um, the first 48 and things like that. And I know it's TV, but they always find the killer. They always find the person. And then they have this show where they do these investigative reports of of LA. Back in the day, they were talking about how LA, when it had drugs and gang members and stuff like that. Um, this woman, they suspect foul play, but her family is just heartbroken. And she's African American, or she might be Latino. I think she's African American. She's just beautiful. She looks like she could be maybe a mixture of African American and Latino. But they're demanding answers. And we live in Los Angeles, and and I get that there's a lot of speculation and stuff about our police department and things like that. But I mean, we got to have something that's good. I mean, come on. And that's what scares me, because if it's true that we don't have a good police department, then besides God, who's going to protect you anyway? But just in general in LA, I mean, what is going on? There's residents that live in the high rise that she lives in, and they were saying that it raises alarm for them for weeks because they've had a rash of suspicious incidents in and around their building. Now, she lives in the downtown Los Angeles area, okay? The Central Bureau of Homicide is who responded to her. And she lives in downtown Los Angeles, and inside her downtown Los Angeles apartment is where they found this. Now, there's, a lot of displaced people. Skid Row is on First Avenue, kind of like down in that area. But I don't know. I can't call it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just hope and pray that they figure out who did that to Malaysia Mooney. That was just horrible. And never have I ever in my life anticipated that. Like, it trips me out though. Like, I thought that she was disfigured, like cut up, but she wasn't. She was not cut up in pieces, thankfully. She was just thrown in the freezer. And it still don't make no, never mind. That's just horrible. Just ridiculous. And I just don't understand it. Another thing going on, are there going to be wedding bells for Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan? You know, they always addressing some rumors, seemingly. Are they gonna get married? Like, I watch I do watch Real Housewives of Miami. I think it's almost time for me to get Botox. But the thing is, I've been resting a lot, and I get these I don't like it. You don't understand. Anyway, so I do watch Housewives of Real Housewives of no, yeah, Real Housewives of Miami. And so she plays on there. And basically, Lars and Marcus are setting engagement rumors. straight and just kind of speaking out about the ring that Pippin had recently been seen wearing. Now, I saw her wearing it a long time ago, but she wears a lot of rings. Like, people always want to start some stuff. Let them tell you when they're ready if they're going to be married. That's what's crazy to me. People just love to get into your business, honey, and don't even know what they're talking about. That's what's funny. They don't know. They just start mess. But I say mind your business, and I mind my own as well. Because basically, why? How can you control anybody else? You can't. But anyway, okay. And so, um, so here's the thing: the latest episode of their podcast, because I guess they have a podcast called Separation Anxiety. They both explained that the engagement rumor started when paparazzi recently approached them as they were leaving dinner one night and asked them if they were planning a wedding. And I think basically they responded in a real, cheeky kind of way, like, we're looking for a location, and that's uh, and that's it, in the works, basically. And that was what Jordan said. And I guess he was being jokingly saying that. And afterwards, Pippin got a ton of calls and texts from family and friends saying, "Girl, what's going on? You didn't tell me when we was at the luncheon the other day." She said, "It's cute, but like, we're not engaged, okay? But you did give me a promise ring." So definitely gave you a promise ring means that in the years, months, weeks to come, there's probably going to be an engagement. And we'll leave it at that, because we'll check back. It'll be shouted out. We'll hear about it. You know, um, I think that they have been talking about marriage, but they haven't made any decisions yet. These are things that, excuse me, have been leaked publicly, excuse me, since last year. So because she is chilling and letting things happen, they're discussing things. They're discussing where they would get married, promise ring. I love that. I don't love that. Let's do this. Let's don't do that. So on and so forth. So there's a lot of conversation, let's say. There's a lot of conversation. One of the things that I always just get so surprised about is just how much people get, again, engaged in other people's business. And then when it comes down to it, they don't really have much to say if they're set straight, you know? But, there, Jamie Foxx in our news, they say he's doing awesome, and we thank God that he's doing wonderful. He is basically take everyone who supported him and having his um, medical complication. I guess they're not prepared to say it was a stroke, of course, of any sort, but basically just saying that he is, you know, indebted to those who were there for him. And his daughter, she took the reins, didn't she? She wasn't playing about her daddy. People just was all up in their business, and she was like, "No, that is not what it is." But it's just been so much where people just constantly are making speculations. I never have understood that. And then Rihanna shows us the new baby, Riot Rose. So Riot Rose, that's a girl's name. And I just get confused because I kept going back and forth between people saying it was a boy. Maybe Riot Rose is not a boy. She joins older brother. Yeah, it is a girl. Okay, I thought so. So she gave a look at Riot Rose, and she's just so precious. And so they have a girl and a boy, and I think that's amazing. I think that's awesome. And so she just gave us the first glance of her about a couple of weeks or so ago. Maybe it's been a month or so. I'm just trying to keep y'all in the loop. And everybody's probably in the loop because more people probably watch things on social media than I do. I'm not an advocate of being on every day, mainly because I have so many things that I am trying to do that it is difficult to be on task every day and every night in regard to um, the social media set, you know? So I like it. But, in this trending topics, I wanted to tell y'all there was this excellent by his name is the Kevin Curry. He made chicken taco salad and shrimp. Now I wouldn't do the chicken, but I would probably do the shrimp, or I would maybe do steak. But it has for the dressing you use red enchilada sauce, a teaspoon of white or red wine vinegar, teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of honey, honey juice from half a lime, and a two tablespoons of olive oil. That's for the dressing. For the salad, you cut up finely chopped lettuce, Roma tomatoes, seeded and diced. But I like the seeds, so it won't bother me. 1 cup of canned black beans drained, a half a cup of canned corn drained, 8 ounces of cooked chicken or whatever meat you want. And I don't know how to say this, but Jojita queso or fresco for garnish, and crushed tortilla chips for garnish. Now, I think I have all this stuff in my pantry. That sounds good to me, haunted. It sounds so good. I think I'm going to go in here after we get through, you good people, and I can go ahead and make that dish for myself because, yes, it sounds good. It sounds really good. I might have to run and get me some steak. But I can eat that every day. I love taco salad. I love Mexican food in general. So, but anyway, this has been our edition of Trending Topics. A little light. I wanted to keep it, wholesome, but I was really feeling sad about Matthew Perry. Friends, I could watch it over and 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 over. You know what I'm saying. So we send out our condolences to his family and all the loved ones who have shared the years with Matthew Perry. And we hope that they find what has happened to Miss Mooney, and also that Larsa and Marcus Jordan find their peace. Okay, we'll be back in 3 seconds. No, maybe let's say 3 minutes with our next episode of Each One Teach One. Thank you guys for joining. See you in a moment.